So the festival continues here in Kabeja as we welcome you all again to the Betway Weighted to Win show. We're going to have a look at this jackpot today and take you guys through it on what so far been a soft track. The had a bit of rain out that way and the penetrometer with a reading of 25. Well, Darren, I just want to chat to you about Global Ally. You know, that last start seemed to be, back in winning ways, currently priced up at 5-2 when doing the show this morning. And you'll know a bit about Gavin's horse, Ayala Yakul is the second choice at 3-1. Would there be something else in here that you fancy, perhaps?
Clyde, I thought just the two runners is enough. I've taken my chances in the pick 6 two runners, 8 and 10. Now let's start with Global Ally. He was quite a decent horse in the Western Cape, and he seemed to lose his way a bit. His rating dropped. He went to the Eastern Cape. He ran on the poly. He got up to win by a head, beating Dawn of a New Era that he takes on again. And he could go well, but I've got to be in the camp of Ayala Yakul. Now, have a look at his penultimate start when he got beat a neck by Dawn of a New Era. He had absolutely nowhere to go. The gaps closed on him all the way up the straight, the most unluckiest of losers. And last time out, the money poured on, but it has to be said that horse Acorn had a much higher rating and it was just about level weight. He was completely out at the weight. He got within a neck of Acorn. This is back in a handicap. So I've got to favor number 10 over the 8.
Okay, thank you for that. Just a reminder that in this race, both numbers 5 and 9 are out. They're not running in this event, so note that. So Darren's got two horses. Daryl, you got something else?
I've also got two horses, different two horses. Clyde, I've gone for the 1 and the 8. I do believe Global Ally is the one to beat. A few equipment changes last time, Clyde. Saw him end up in the winner's enclosure. They took the cheek pieces off. They fitted the tongue tie. And it seemed to work a trick. I think he can progress in the Eastern Cape and give him a strong winning chance. Obviously, he's the stable elect, Clyde, because Richard could have opted to ride Alingalonga, but he's chosen Global Ally. But Alingalonga's turf form isn't too bad. He's actually been jumping from the worst of draws on the turf surface. I think from a 1 draw with the 1.5 off his back from Rachel's acclaim. He could be competitive here, and I think he's stable companion's biggest danger. So 8 from 1 for me.
Okay. So, Daryl, big on those. Ayala Yakul from Darren's perspective. We've got a jackpot figured out for you now. Here we go. Let's get this jackpot on, where Darren's going 8 and 10. Daryl does respect the 1. By 1, 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 14. By 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. And then banker in the last leg of this jackpot. He's bankering number 2 on the card. Zoom. What's it? Zoomy. Is it? Yeah. Zoom. Darren's last leg of the jackpot. It's a handicap and we're going over 1,200 metres. Race number 5 on the card here today in Kabeja, where the favourite is 28-10. Was this morning when we did the show, 1 Coastal Path and 9 Charlie Malone. It's Alan Creef and Gavin Smith again. Charlie Malone's priced up at 7-2. Daryl, I'm start with you quickly. Let's talk about a second jackpot opportunity in a race like this.
Yeah,
Open
Clyde,
race, or what's the story?
I actually fancied the scratch run over here, Iron Tail. I thought with the give in the ground and up the straight, could see improvement, but unfortunately comes out.
Gone, yeah.
I'll make it a tricky even, Clyde. Charlie Malone's having his first run on the turf in the Eastern Cape. I think on his Western Cape turf form, he's certainly a live wire over here. Terrero, now himself and Coastal Path locked horns last time out. It was on the poly track, but both of them act on the turf surface. I don't think there'll be much separating the two of them once again. And watch out for improvement from number 5, War Launch. His rating has tumbled and he's a better turf horse. And if he does happen to win, Clyde, that SMS or the WhatsApp will come through after the race saying it was a certainty on the time. So let's see how he goes today. I think major improvement from number 5, War Launch.
Okay, so you like, what price is that? Any price. War Launch, eh?
Yeah, what price is he?
14-1.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a bit of a shrewdy. There we go. Darren, you got a shrewdy like that?
Clyde, I thought Charlie Malone could be the horse to beat here. He campaigned in the Western Cape and he was competitive off a higher mark. His Eastern Cape form, he didn't quite handle the poly. And I see Samanga Kamalo stays aboard him for Gavin Smith. He's drawn 10. I'm not sure where the going's going to be down the straight in the heavy conditions. It could favor the outside. It could favor the inside. I'm not too sure. Sometimes they run clear in the final 200 down the outside. Other times I see them stay on down the inside. So very hard to tell. We'll have to see the first couple. Coastal Path, drawn 1. He's got consistent form, and Richard Fourie. He should be right there. And then Torero. I mean, that was a good last win when he beat Coastal Path. He should be involved in the finish. I'm just concerned about War Launch. He seems to do his best over 1,000 meters, and when put over 1,200, he doesn't find a finish. So I did include him, but I'm not too sure.
Okay. Thanks, Darren. There's another opportunity here for jackpots. Darryl's worked it out. 1, 5, 6, 9, 10 by 2, 4, 8, 9 by 2 and 3 by 1, 4, 6, 9 and 12. It's 200 Rand for every time you take a full unit. This is a handicap fillies and mares, and it's over 1,000 meters. So by now you'll sort of know, because you've been watching racing, hopefully you'll know where the going's been, all of that sort of stuff up the straight, get an idea on a penetrometer track of what was read this morning at 25. Mr. Burrows, let's start. Let's talk about the race. This particular event, Alan's top of the boards again. Alan Creer for this Summer Odyssey that Richard's riding, 28-10 this morning. Lunga's been having a good run. He's got that horse, Baubles and Beads. I've heard about that actually. Somebody told me this morning it's got a big chance at 5-1. You give it any sort of chance?
Clyde, this favorite Summer Odyssey, I don't think she's any value at her current price. I didn't fancy her last time out, and she ran third. But have a look at her penultimate start. She beat Baubles and Beads a length, and she's 3 kilos worse off at the weights. And she's a young 3-year-old with 61 kilos. So Baubles and Beads comes into the race. This filly, Pomodoro Magic, is not a bad filly, and I think she could show another good run. I thought the 1,000 could be a bit sharp. Others to consider, Grew of Ice, Looking Hot. I thought a tricky race. I've played the safe route.
Safe race, okay. Understandable. It's one of those kind of races. It's not easy. Daryl, what is your take on it?
Who tipped you Baubles and
No,
Beads? Mr. Shabalala.
I can't.
Mr. Shabalala,
No,
am I right?
I can't repeat that. I'm not allowed to divulge who's tipping what from private information, but I heard about it.
Yeah, Mr.
You like
Shabalala.
It's
give her
got
a
big
big
doubles
chance.
into Miss Daisy tomorrow.
Give her a big chance. But this is a nightmare of a race. If I get through the exotics of the year, I'll be very happy with myself, Clyde.
Okay, so it's a hard race.
Excuse me, Grew of Ice last time out on the poly track, Clyde, she worked hard in the early stages to fend off Ikte Mbule Bessie Fazani. They went very, very hard in the early stages. I was surprised she fought on. So I'll give her respect on that. It's now on the turf. Let's see if the draw's favouring the inside. I mean, she's got that early toe. She'll be given every opportunity. Looking Hot's won in the soft before. She's done extremely well at Fairview up the straight. I think she'll be doing her best work late. Baubles and Beads has to go in. Summer Odyssey is very consistent. Yeah, very tricky, Clyde. Let's just say Looking Hot to flash up late, maybe get there in time.
Okay. Looking Hot, number 9 on the card. Maybe the right one. We have got a pick 3 worked out for you here. So cover races 6, 7 and 8. Daryl's got 2, 4, 8 and 9 in this race. Race 7, 2 and 3. And race 8 he's gone and marked up 1, 4, 6, 9 and 12. So this is the race where Darren's gone for Zumi. It's a racehorse owners association stakes. It's over a distance of 1,600 meters. This event. It's a 250,000 Rand race, and it's a listed event, which is a run ultimately on this day every single year. It's the part of the Algoa Cup Festival build-up, and it does appear to be quite a hot field. So Zumi's the one. Darren, is that right? You're big on that?
Yes, Clyde. On the Weighted to Win show, I've suggested 1 2,000 Rand bet in the past that arrived, and I've suggested 4 1,000 Rand bets, which all arrived. I've suggested R1,000 bet on Zumi because I think he'll be a runaway winner in this lineup over the mile. He absolutely took off last time out. I think that was his first run as a gelding, if I'm not mistaken. Brett Crawford, Louis Mkotwa. I actually bumped into Louis on Thursday evening in West Beach in Cape Town. He was flying off in the morning. But I think he's by far the best horse in the race. And Fairy Knight, I thought there would be stamina doubts when he tried the mile before. His dam was an out-and-out speedster, and I don't think he'll see out the mile. So Zumi, a big bet for me.
Interesting. Okay, he's one of the horses in the red today. He's like 9 to 10. You may get even money, whatever the case may be. But Darren's super confident. Do you, Daryl?
Yeah, very big chance, Clyde. The weight is actually sliding over here. He's 8 pounds or 4 kilograms best in on ratings. Cracking effort last time out. First run as a gelding. Concern is Clyde, the third, the fourth, the fifth, all have run since then. All finished unplaced in their next start. So, plus he's traveling to the Eastern Cape for the first time. He's on a sticky track. I certainly make him horse to beat, but I'm not backing in. I have banked him in certain exotics, and I think he'll take a power beating because we know when the Western Cape Raiders go to the Eastern Cape, they're superior. Fairy Knight, he's the local hope. Lovely run last time out beyond Underworld. You can see Zoom in his penultimate start was also beaten by Underworld. So on paper, there isn't much separating there, the two of them. But I do believe Zumi's improved since being gelded. So 2 from 3 for me. If the favourite fluffs his lines, I think the local hope will be there. Fairy Knight to pick up the pieces.
Okay. So the Eastern Cape takes on the Western Cape here. Let's see how it all pans out. And Darren, very confident about Zumi here. So that's the wrap in terms of our show, Weighted to Win. There you can see Zumi's the bet of the day from Darren's perspective. We thank you all very much for watching Betway's Weighted to Win.